Welcome to another video, guys. Today I will give you a Hearthstone meta guide, in which I will show you all of the things I do to get as familiar as possible with the meta before I actually jump into it. This will be a detailed guide on the hsreplay.net site and all of its free and paid features. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, I just really think everyone should know how to properly use this site. And if you're really serious about Hearthstone, you might want to check out the premium features as well. Now let's see the site. If you use the site for free, you will have a very aggregated picture of the Hearthstone stats. You can see the win rates of each class on Standard, Wild, and Arena from this window, and if you scroll down here, you can see the most popular cards in each format as well. This is especially valuable for Arena players. On the Trending Decks tab, you can see what are the new decks or deck versions that are rising in power for the last 48 hours. In this particular moment, you can see that Murloc Shaman might be worth trying out again, since it's dirt cheap and it's doing well. From the deck section, you can click and see all of the decks that are doing good, and you can get an idea of what you might try climbing with next. Again, it's very aggregated and the game samples are low here, but we will get back to it in a moment with the premium feature, so you see its full potential. Arranging the decks by win rate definitely shows a close to reality picture with Highlander Hunter, Mech Pally, and Embiggen Druid at the top, so you would definitely get some good suggestions here even as a free user. By the way, many people don't know this, but you can actually get a pretty decent idea of the best decks in Wild from here as well. All you have to do is scroll down to the game mode, and there you have it. Click Wild and, go Wild. You can also pick the Includes at least one new card button, which will be very valuable during the Galakrond Awakening releases. And you can even take a step further and even look for decks with a specific card you really like, or exclude some cards too. You can also exclude decks with less than 500 games played in the last 7 days, so you get more reliable suggestions. Moving a tab back to the meta report, we can see the overall performance of the decks for the past 7 days, from rank 20 to legend. What we see here is again not bad at all, and pretty close to the actual picture, but I will show you the premium info in a bit. You can see the best performing decks for each class and the matchup section. If you want to see the deck popularity though, you will have to pay $5 for the premium. Once you pick a deck, you can see what are the most popular decks from that archetype. They keep altering the mulligan guide and the matchup section. Right now we can see the matchups for free. Both streams and VODs are very helpful if you really want to learn how to play a particular deck, and it will give you a better idea of what the high rank players are using too. In the VOD section, you can choose the language of the VOD, if the player is going second, if he won or lost, and what opponent did he play. This is especially helpful in cases where you are struggling with a particular matchup where the overall stats say you are favored. You are probably missing some key information on how you should be approaching that matchup, where you might be playing for value instead of playing for tempo, or something along those lines. Whatever the case may be, most VODs will help you better understand how you should be playing in certain matchups, so if you really want to improve your Hearthstone skills, I'd say the best way is to stop playing for a second and check out what the pros are doing. Okay, I think we gave the free features enough attention. Now let's see all of the amazing info you can get for $5 or less. Before you click away, I just want to say I'm not a big fan of paying for stuff on the internet too, but I think this is one of the very few exceptions where I think the money is very well spent, so bear with me. Here's what the meta tab looks like with it. For me, rank 5 to legend makes the most sense, since the meta in legend can be very different from the usual situation, and there are a lot of people that are memeing around there as well. True, same can be said for rank 5, but from 4 to legend, usually it's tryhard mode on, so I feel it's as close to reality as possible. You can choose the time frame too, which is one of the most valuable features here. With all of these new cards coming every week, the 1-day and 3-day time frames are really important now more than ever. Sometimes you get an extra time frame since latest expansion or since latest patch. The region section is also very interesting as long as there is enough game sample size in it. Like I said, the popularity tab unlocks when you get premium, and this can be especially valuable if you're trying to counter the meta. I'm saying can be, since right now it's not exactly rocket science to figure out you will be facing Embiggen Druids and Galakrond Rogues all the time. But in a more balanced meta, this tool can be really great. You can see the popularity of each deck in the premium matchup section as well, and that can help you pick a counter deck to the most popular ones. From the info we're getting, we can see that Mech Paladin and Secret Highlander Hunter would be a very decent deck to pick for this particular meta, and it doesn't come as a surprise since we saw those decks at the top of the meta report. Once we pick a deck with a particularly high win rate and games played, we can benefit from the very detailed mulligan guide. Here, you get to choose opponent class, with or without the coin, and rank. What I don't like here is the lack of time frame, but I guess it will be too small of a sample size for the guide to work on less than 30 days. For you to figure out what the best keeps for you would be, you just have to click Mulligan win rates, meaning how often the deck wins if you keep or get this card in your opening hand. You can even figure out how good your odds are against the class, depending on if you are with or without the coin from here, by toggling it on or off. I'm saying this because for some reason you do not get to see those stats in the matchup section, since I guess the sample size would be low. On the matchup section, you get to choose only the rank range and nothing else. A cool feature here is you can toggle the deck win rates depending on the popularity of the deck, so if you face a druid, you will know that 80% of the time that would be Embiggen, for instance. Lastly, let's check out the premium deck section again. This is the place that can help you figure out the next meta breaker before it has unfolded yet. You have a lot of flexibility here, including choosing a deck that is good against a particular class or best decks in top 1000 Legend, which is a lot more valuable than just Legend alone. What I like to do here is add the option for player experience with at least 25 games, so the statistics are a bit more accurate and not just a lucky fluke. Well, what do you know? It's Galakrond Rogue and Embiggen Druid. We are having a good meta. Everything's fine, Blizzard. So I think these are the most valuable selling points I can give you about hsreplay.net and why it's actually worth it to try the premium feature. If you want to take it out for a spin, I think you can still use my referral code, which is in the description. That about wraps it up for this video, guys. Hope this helps you in your quest for higher ranks. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching. I'm Crystal5 and I'll see you in my next video.